think I'm harsh sometimes when I come through with the money conversations, but truly I am not harsh. I'm just trying to be real. Now, let me start it this way. What made you go to the restaurant last evening to purchase a meal for yourself when you left the office at 5 p.m.? You had all the time to go home and make your own dinner. Do you ever ask yourself such questions? Why did I have to go out on a Thursday, on a Friday, on a Saturday, and even went for brunch on Sunday?
What's wrong with having luxury?
Did someone
You can't afford
put you
it.
on a gunpoint that you have to do these things to be seen being posted somewhere?
I want to appear on the gram of a particular branch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Simply because the iPhones are in the shops in Kigali, it does not mean that that is your gadget to carry. Simply because the hybrids have come into the market, it doesn't mean you need to buy a new car. Today's conversation with Isaac: what is eating your money? You have worked for 30 days in a month. You have received your salary, all right? But you don't know what next month is going to look like. Your money is already spread apart.
Yeah.
All right? What is that hidden money leak in your everyday life? We just want to have a conversation on this. Isaac here is deeply in the trenches of personal finance, helping individuals and groups make sense of their money, one wisdom decision at a time. Is here with us, and we want practicality. And this is why I love Isaac. He comes up with practical things in this practical conversation. Isaac, good morning.
Morning.
I know it's tough talking about money.
I'm ready.
Especially in the mornings. Juliana, give us a smile.
Why do you want me to smile
We
when
will
you're talking
post
about
you.
money? When you're talking about money, which I don't see.
Money that we don't have.
Hey, why am I smiling?
What? There's nothing funny here. There's nothing to smile about.
Isaac, I just want you to point the torch in the lifestyle of a typical Kigalian. What is eating our money?
Well, it depends on. We're not all the same. So it depends on, I guess it depends on class, it depends on character, it depends on level of commitment to goals. It depends on different things. But we are all victims of this, to different degrees, of this need to appear a certain way.
Is
to
that what you're
live for
calling
the gram.
class?
Huh?
Is that what you're calling class?
No. Class can be socioeconomic status. Like we're not all the same in the same socioeconomic class. Some people are super wealthy. Others are middle class. Others are upper middle class. Maybe not too many. The vast majority are working class or subsistence. People are subsistence farming in our country. The vast majority of us, of course. So we behave differently according to our social economic class, our resources, our culture related to those resources. Some people like to hold on to everything that they have as much as possible because tomorrow is unsure. Others of us like to enjoy everything we can today as much as possible because tomorrow is unsure. So you only live
Once.
now.
Let me first make sense of the numbers. There's new data which has hit us this morning.
Yeah.
That in Rwanda, 60,000 homes now own a car.
Okay.
At least every household.
At least one car for 60,000
Every
household.
Yes.
60,000.
That's right.
But we are 13 million people, almost 14 million people. The chance that you are living in a home where you own a car is very small. So the issues of class are for the few.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about high class,
Mm.
yeah. But divisions of social groups is everywhere.
I mean,
The-
there are different types of classes.
Yeah, the different groups,
And
different groups of
levels.
people, right?
Yeah.
So high class is few, obviously, everywhere. High class, high social economic class is few people.
Mm.
Those who are in the lower socioeconomic class, those who are living on farms or living in they survive on the shamba.
Mm.
Those are very many. There's a vast majority of the populace, but they're a class also. Huh? They are a, for a lack of a better way to call it, a lower social economic class. Bottom
So
of the
can we
pyramid.
continue to say, you see, Rwanda
Eh.
to this classy?
No, that's different. That's that's a different
an,
context.
An allusion, yeah?
Yeah, that's a different context. That's a different context. Now, if we're saying that we
I
are,
think it's not an illusion to
Mm.
say.
To the classy.
I think there are people who are classy. It's not an illusion.
are you saying everyone,
The,
or
the
that there are people who are
1% or
there?
the 0.0
I think that's where you're going.
percent, yeah?
Is it everyone high class? Is everyone classy? Is that a cultural context for
Is
Rwandans?
it just with Mumutwe? I want you to defend your point.
I think I'm just trying to defend this point, but I think everyone is classy, but there are different levels of class here. I think that's what Isaac is trying to say.
Yeah.
There's that high end class, super, and of
Those
course
who go to the
Super
BL.
rich.
super rich,
Ah.
like it should be in any other country, in any
community.
other community,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
any other economy. The levels are going to be different.
Yeah.
There's high end. There's middle class. There's middle class, something
There's a
like
lower
that.
middle
There's a
class.
lower middle
There's
class.
lower class. Yeah.
So we are classy in different ways, but it depends on how you want to take it. But we are classy.
So
in different
could
ways.
our problem be if 1.5%, yeah, is the classy people, that percentage could be lower?
Yeah, it's probably lower.
Could it be then that the problem is all of us wanting to be like that 1%?
I don't think that's a problem either.
Mm.
I don't think it's an issue or a problem to be ambitious,
To be
to be
There's nothing
financially
wrong with that.
ambitious.
Yes.
I don't think there's a problem. I think that
I think it's different from trying to be financially ambitious and trying to look like you are them.
there we go. There is
Yes.
that's a distinction that I would say is a problem,
Mm.
because not that there's anything wrong. Wow, not that there's anything
It's all right.
long or wrong
Yes.
with having nice things, classy things.
But also,
Expensive
let me
things.
say this, Isaac.
There's
Sorry
nothing
to
wrong.
cut you short.
Mm.
There's this whole perception that people have about people. Someone looks at you and gauges you in a particular class, which you're not. You look, right? You look, you dress like you're a particular class. But
Uh-huh.
in their mind, they're gauging you in a certain higher class. But in actual sense, you are normal, average. You're in a particular class you're in and you're very comfortable with it. But then Jesse will look at you and say, see the problem with that girl? She over puts herself in a certain level, right? She's high end. She looks high end, high maintenance.
But we must be aware that appearances have consequences.
Mm.
The way you look. I mean, we live in a world. It's a very confusing world when it comes to definitions now. Definitions used to be very clear. A is A only. B is only B. In the world we live in now, if A puts on a certain dress and makeup, then A could become B.
Mm.
And if B was born a B, it can change to a D. So things are different in the world we live in now. However, appearances are extremely impactful. And people know this. The way we dress, the way we carry ourselves have consequences. People might say, you look at someone, that person looks humble. You don't know them.
Mm.
You've never talked to them.
Mm.
But the way they carry themselves, that person looks serious. That person looks playful. That one looks very unserious, right? And so the way we carry
Looks
ourselves,
very unserious even when they are very serious.
Exactly.
It's
so looks
possible.
can be deceiving.
looks can be deceiving. It's possible, but the point is that people make conclusions about one another
Yeah.
based on the way we look.
Mhm.
So we need to be mindful about that, and that is one of the ways that our brains try to make efficient decisions, because you're not going to investigate every human being you meet. find out about them. You're going to make conclusions.
Mm.
So somebody walks into the office with a suit and a tie and polished shoes, and you say, wow, that person looks professional. The same person comes in the next day with oversized t-shirt, jeans that are tied around the hips, and dirty sneakers. You might say this one is an overgrown child.
Mm.
So we must be aware, without talking to them at all, no talking. We must be aware that the way we present ourselves has consequences, including across genders. A man comes in. I think there was a survey about what are the most attractive things men can wear. What's the most attractive thing a man can wear?
Mm.
And among the top of the list is a fitted suit, a tailored suit.
Mm.
Ladies say when a man is in a tailored suit, wow, he looks amazing. That's what the survey say. It's not me. The survey is saying this.
Mm.
Mm.
And then when this person looks like they're serious, they look like they're established, they look like they know what they're about, they look like they're cultured. People are making all cultured. How do you make a cultured conclusion that this person knows, they know how to eat on a table properly in front of guests?
Mm.
They will not embarrass you and put a fistful of potatoes in their mouth when they're eating with you sitting with honorable members of parliament. Huh?
Mm.
But in the same way as ladies would make judgments on how good a man, how established a man might be in a fitted suit, men will also make judgments on the way a woman looks by the way she's dressed.
What do you make of Zelensky when he went to meet Donald Trump?
In his fatigues.
Would you conclude Zelensky was an underdog?
He had cargo pants on.
He had military pants, huh? He had this khaki. Wears his khaki t-shirt.
Yes, his khaki t-shirt together with some weird pants.
I think it's also
fashionable
an image.
though. For me, I like his style.
These are images I think people are trying to portray. And of course, Zelensky is not an average, just a person you see on the street. He already has status, right? He's already a president.
So you would not judge him depending on how he looks like?
Well, there's some people, status changes things, huh? Status changes things.
Mm.
So you'll find like a Mark Zuckerberg who goes to meetings in jeans and a t-shirt. Or what's his face, who was famous for it? This former owner of Apple.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs,
yes.
who was very famous for New Balance shoes and a t-shirt. Sneakers and a
Until
t-shirt
he
and
had
jeans.
like hundreds of t-shirts.
It's as if that's all he owned. Huh? But this is a multi-billionaire. So status changes things. When you have certain status, you don't have to... your name goes before your appearance.
So you can only wear like that, or you can only dress like that when you're actually...
Some people can afford to dress anyhowly.
Mm.
Yeah. Some people, because of their status or their money, or both, can afford to do what they want. There are stories that Mark Zuckerberg, when Facebook was growing in the early days, he used to go to investors' meetings in pajamas. I don't know if those are true, but those are rumors.
Because it started at high school, at uni anyway.
At uni.
Yeah.
But apparently he was doing so well and his company was so attractive that he stopped going to investor meetings dressed up to impress. Now he would get out of bed, not wash his face, and just go to a meeting.
At least he would brush his teeth, right?
Who knows if he was brushing?
Sometimes they
also,
don't
I don't know if this is true. Maybe this is just
no, but that's
these
what
are
he wrote.
urban myths.
No, it's not a myth. He talked about it.
There you go. So status changes things.
So
Money and status changes things.
In our context, we don't have status. All right.
We do. Jesse,
We have status.
Jess is here. Why are you talking? Jess is right here with his Kangol hat. You think anyone can wear a Kangol?
And he goes for a meeting
Anyhow,
like that. Kangaroo hat.
Listen. Could we be just doing so much to prove a point?
Just the world should know it's an FPF.
It is a RPF.
Card.
Patriotic.
Very
Kada.
patriotic card.
Go ahead, finish.
The question is, could we be doing way too much only to prove a point, to portray an image that we completely ain't? And that's why
I think
we're in the circle of brokenness financially.
I think that's a big contributor.
Hmm.
I think it's a very big contributor. What are you getting broke for? What are you going broke for? I think that's a question all of us should know.
Yeah.
What are you going broke for? Some of Some of us are going broke to impress people who hate us.
We're proving a point.
Eh?
The haters must know.
They know.
We must shine.
Just what are you telling the haters? Either way, whether you wear tatters, whether you wear a suit, either way they're going to talk badly about you.
So why do we like to prove a point, though?
So I think one element is groupthink. Because everybody's doing it, I must do it. I think there's that. But then I also think that there's so much social pressure. There's so much social media pressure to look better than it is. For us to look better than we are. To look better off than we are. To look happier than we are. To compete with other people who are on the gram. You see, we have to go to surgery now to make our bodies look a certain way.
We have to go for BBL.
And by the way, people die.
Hey, you can die anywhere. It's not necessarily even BBL. Even if it's not BBL, you will die elsewhere.
But why do you carry yourself for death?
You see, what beats my understanding, so recently someone calls me and says, I know you should be having access to the bow tickets. And I say, yeah, of course I have access. Could you please bail me out by giving me at least access to bar? I want to watch the game. I say, fine. And then I tell them I've got some regular tickets.
But do I look regular to you?
The response was,
There's
no,
this
I
beer.
will not go if it's regular.
Then
Do you
will
want
not
to
go at
watch
all.
basketball?
Even
These
before,
things have levels,
even before watching
If there
basketball.
are levels, then go buy.
Listen, that's
tickets.
what I'm trying to tell you a story.
Yes.
You want free things? You want...
So that person was a beggar with a choice. They did not want kwara kwara. They wanted a courtside.
they want to rub elbows with VIPs
You know?
for free.
Hey, that's the use of connections. If I have my guy who can...
Have you encountered a situation where if you have to go out, there must be a vehicle involved?
But of
You don't
course.
just call your friend and say, grab a motor and let's find each other at this particular hangout spot.
No, I've encountered such a long time ago when I was a single man. Long time ago.
So long indeed.
Yeah, very long. Long like a long story. Long ago, just in case there's somebody on air hearing me.
Who wants to post you?
Yeah, there are some people who would say no if you don't send
A cab.
then I don't know how I can. Huh? And you wonder, excuse me.
But
I'm
also,
getting to know you. What is this business of sending cabs?
Get to know me in a cab.
Yeah, carry me to get to know me.
paying a cab is part of knowing me.
Yeah.
And I actually don't have a problem with those ones. Guys, we set our own standards. If that person said that and you're not able to do it and they can pay for themselves a cab, please respect that.
No, I have no problem other people's standards. What I have a problem is people expecting to put their standards on others.
If you ask for the standard to hang around the standard, so bear with it. If you can't
What
bear
is
with
the
it, then
standard
don't
here? I
ask
thought
for
the
it.
standard is
The
to avail
standard is
yourself.
the standard is for me. I can't get on a motor to where you are. I am jumping onto a cab. Are you paying for it? It's very simple. If you want to associate yourself with this standard, so can you actually keep up with the standard? If
No.
you can't, then don't ask
No,
for it.
if you can't manage your own standard, don't expect others to
I
manage
mean,
for
I
you.
can manage. See, Isaac, the story is like this. I can manage, but
Yeah.
you asked to hang
So
around me.
there's another one who says, the other one who's saying, I need you to hang around me. I would like to spend some time with you. No problem. I can come pick you up. No problem.
That
Somebody says, okay, you want to come pick me? That's okay. But I have some children at home.
do you want to leave upkeep?
I have children at
Yes,
home. Huh?
we want to leave upkeep before you take me.
I have some children at home who need supervision. Not only do they need supervision, but they also need to eat.
Yes.
And you're taking me to eat. So surely
You must leave
you
food
must
behind here.
you must carry these ones. Well, let's first carry these ones. Give them some steak and potatoes, because that's what they would normally eat. And then we can leave them with the steak, and then we can go get some more steak and potatoes for ourselves.
But you know what you're involving yourself in.
Yeah,
Please bear
that's
with
when
it.
you say, you know what? They call me the president and CEO
Of
for a
stingy.
reason. For a reason. I have earned my title. and I wear it proudly like a
And I
RPF
like the way
hat.
you wear it.
You have lied a lie to yourself and others. What? So you can have standards, but we should also have integrity. Integrity is an important thing. Because if somebody says, I cannot do this for myself, but I want you to do it for me, that becomes usury. It becomes usurious. It's no longer I'm maintaining a standard. It's what I'm doing is I'm putting my duties on you.
But also, I think it's just people being a little bit. I don't know how, but I mean that's the smallest you can do for someone.
What do you mean?
The smallest, at the least you can do for someone is pay for them a cab. It's like those small things, really.
I don't think it's the smallest you can do for someone. I don't think it's the smallest you
someone
can do
is-
for someone you don't know.
But
Okay,
you're
here's-
trying to get
here's-
to know them.
Here's what I'm saying. What is the equivalent that the other person is doing for you? Where is the
Their presence, isn't that equivalent?
yeah? Even
enough?
me, I'm bringing my presence. So my
I mean-
presence, your presence together, it's equal.
I mean,
presence
I
and
I
presence,
didn't
that's
ask
enough.
for your presence. You
Then
asked
if-
for my presence.
If you're not interested
so
in
the
my
least
presence,
the least you can do for me
oh yeah,
to be able to
Oh,
be
yeah.
with you
Oh,
is
yeah.
to pay for the
oh
cab.
yeah.
So,
Never.
Juliana,
Guys.
you want to put it this way, that because someone is interested in you, you are the prize.
Not price.
Clearly, I am the
Now
price.
let's not get into into modern language.
No, I'm actually. I'm
We're
going to
getting
be-
into
I'm going to
modern
be
lingo.
I'm going to be straight to him. Clearly, I am the prize because you want me that time. So I am the prize.
Somebody wants to get to know you. I think there's
And
a
that's why I
big
said, for me, I don't want to sound like that. That's why I said the least you can do for that person is just pay for the makeup.
No,
guys.
let me just.
Well, I
give
mean, you can
let me-
pick them
let
up.
me give you a
Well,
quick
if you
example.
can pick them up, that
Yeah.
sounds better.
Juliana, let me give you a
Yeah.
quick example, right? Somebody wants to get to know you.
yeah.
They're inviting you into a conversation to get to know you.
Yeah.
Let's say you are out there. Meanwhile, they're getting to know you because you're out there because you are a candidate to be known.
Yes.
All right? Let me put it this way.
A candidate who didn't ask
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to be known.
Listen.
Yes.
But wants to be.
I could want, but I didn't ask.
Sometimes we have intel. All right?
So, but I have been
let me
advertising
let me
self
put
out
it
there.
this way.
You want to land.
You are a job seeker, all right, and there's a job opportunity. The human resource manager gives you a call and says, we want to get to know you in an interview, all right,
Yep.
Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Pay my taxi.
Like, guys, send me
Yeah.
a cab.
You
Yeah.
see, this comparison is not even does not match what we're talking about. This is a job. How can you compare an HR call to someone who wants
This
to know
is a
you?
prospect to be known by someone.
It's a
Guys,
it's
it's a
prospecting.
job. So if the other person also who is not the
And I
HR
think
wants
this
to
is
know me
where
and tells
it's
me it's a job, I will not ask for a tax money,
Why not?
right? Because I'm going to meet the other person which is clearly on business, right?
Why?
I wouldn't want
don't-
this
I would
conversation
not
I don't
to go
understand.
too
the-
far.
I
What
don't,
I'm s-
I
right,
don't understand
no, I-
separating the comparison of prospecting.
Let me tell you,
Prospecting
Isaac,
for a job and prospecting for a relationship.
Totally different.
It's still prospecting.
totally different.
Even if it's
The
different.
expectations
Isaac.
are
It's
different.
all
no,
prospecting.
the expectations
Isaac,
are different.
2
Isaac.
weeks ago,
Yeah.
Juliana, in one of her most trending,
Are you going to tell
trending
Juliana's
videos.
business?
He has actually decided to expose me.
in one of her most trending videos across Africa, she says that the problem with men of Rwanda,
Yes.
they do not approach women. But for men who are approaching her, she is saying, I have a standard.
Exactly.
Pay for a cab.
It is what it is.
And then
It
men
is
walk
what it
away.
is.
It is what it is. Pay for the cab.
So,
So this is my conclusion. Guys, I'm gonna say this again. If you want to get to know someone and you
Yes.
want to hang out with them, a girl,
You
you
pay
just
for a cab.
honestly, the least you can do for them is pay for that cab.
If-
What I would find a problem with is you've been seeing each other regularly, right? If she's been coming over regularly, right? English is failing.
whichever we are together.
Regularly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then she keeps asking for the cab money. There, I would actually see a problem in there.
Let me
If
ask
I
you
have
this.
been seeing this guy over and over again, right? And maybe I asked for he paid for the cab once or twice. The next time I'll gladly take myself
No, let
because
me
now
ask
this
you.
is beyond getting to know each other. You've gotten to know each
Let
other.
me ask you.
Now this is like you starting
So,
up a
okay,
relationship
fine.
or a thing,
For,
whatever you're
for the
having.
Julianas who drive, when he says, I'd
I
like
was
to
going
get to
right
know you,
there.
Do you say send fuel?
When he wants to get to know me, and he wants me to come over where he is, he has to pay for the fuel.
When you want to get to know him,
I will move myself.
huh?
I will move.
Do you
myself.
send him
No,
fuel?
I'm asking if you're sending him fuel.
If he wants.
Are you buying a cab? The
Why
laughter
am I
is what I like.
babysitting this man?
You see, that's what I wanted.
If
Huh?
I get
That's what I
so,
wanted.
see, let me tell you, Isaac.
Is
if
it
I
a
am
matter
the
of
one-
who is interested, or
if
it's a
I-
matter of who the gender
If
is?
I am the one who approached this guy,
Uh-huh.
I swear and I promise, if I'm the one who approached this
Swear
guy,
upon who? Swear upon where?
my money. If I'm the one who wants to get to know this guy,
Yeah.
and I want him to come to me,
Yeah.
I swear I'll pay the air ticket. I will gladly pay it. If he's not interested, and I'm the one who has asked him and approached him, I will do that. But if he's the one who wants to see me, he needs to pay the air ticket. He needs to buy the fuel. If it's beyond seeing our first, if it's not our first time, and we've been seeing each other over and over, I will gladly pay for the ticket and I'll pay the fuel and go and drive and see him wherever he is. Because now it's beyond getting to know each other. We have already known each other. Now we're having a thing going on. There, I will buy the fuel.
What diplomacy do you see in someone buying?
Why are
you
we talking
fuel?
about diplomacy and relationship? What is there to be diplomatic?
What benefit do you see in someone sending you 5,000 for a cab?
I mean,
Chivalry.
First, wait. What? Sending me 5,000? Who sends 5,000 for a cab?
Because a cab is how much?
I mean, let me ask. Who sends 5,000 for a cab?
Are you going to receive
Now,
it?
let me help you. Because if you send me 5,000, I will gladly return it to you.
How
That
much,
is it.
How much do you
Because a
send
cab-
for a cab?
Where
are you going?
If I'm driving and you
Yeah.
send me 5,000 for fuel, dear Lord,
Well,
have
fuel is
mercy,
different
I
from a
will
cab.
send it back to you.
But where are you? Okay, I haven't used a cab
So
in a
this is
while.
happens.
But where
If
does
I'm
5?
going-
Where does 5K take you?
If I'm going to pay for it, if I'm going to use a cab,
Yeah.
I don't need you to send me the cab money because
Pay
it's-
for the cab itself.
pay for the cab when I
Ah,
arrive.
okay. So that's what you're
Simple.
saying. You're not saying the money is not enough. What you're saying is that pay for the cab.
Yes.
Don't send me money for
That's
the
what
cab.
I said. The least you can do for a girl is pay for her cab.
Don't send her money for the
Don't
cab.
because what how
Now,
much is
I
going to
don't
send?
have a problem
Yes.
with picking people up. I've asked you for a date. I want to come and get you.
I am very fine with picking me up.
Equivalently, I don't have a problem with somebody saying, "Hey, I'm coming to the venue. I don't have means for." Well, you don't have to say it like that, but I'd like to come to the venue. Could you sort out?
Can you please pay my cab?
Could you sort it out?
Yes.
I don't have technically a problem with that, but the expectation.
For me, I have a problem.
Of paying for a cab?
The problem I have is someone who I'm getting to know starting to project poverty immediately. Because now I know.
Let me ask you. For me, Jesse, I was very clear with you. I said this. Paying a girl's cab doesn't mean that she's actually broke. I made it very clear for you. I have a budget I'm working with. And my money is budgeted through the month. And I do not have to actually distract my money to paying cabs to go and meet you. You actually want to meet me. Pay for the cab. Not because I do not have the money. Not because I can't afford. I have money. But it has plans.
Well, that's why I brought. Well, everybody's money has plans.
Exactly.
Even
yours
guys-
looks like
even
wants to be
guys-
your money, you don't mind your plans to be actually.
You see, Juliana, what you need to understand.
You're very okay with paying.
Juliana,
you
what
want
you need
see
to
them.
understand.
Your money is our money.
Hey.
Prospecting is for the both gender. For you to get
We
to
are
know
equal in
someone.
2021.
Hey.
It's prospecting is
2025.
for the equal gender.
Gender balance.
When a man says, I would like to get to know you, you have to invest in getting known.
Do I want to get to know?
Of
Then
course
say
you
no.
do.
No.
Then say no.
If I'm saying yes, I mean it's you who's interested. Guys,
No,
can
by
I say-
the time you
if
say
the
yes, you're
investor-
interested.
This is an investor coming to
Yeah.
invest into the country.
Yes.
When they want to meet you, Jesse, for investment, they actually say, I would like to have you take a flight to Mantis, right? To come and meet me up for an investment conversation. Gladly, they will pay for the flight.
Listen, and we say that
Why am
is
I
okay.
paying for this flight if you want
That
to get, if you're the one who
is
wants?
okay, and gentlemen will
But
know.
that's a business
okay?
deal.
They'll say, "I'd like to meet
Now
you.
you see
Would
now
you
where you're
prefer
going?
I pick
This
you up?"
is also business.
It's not. Aha. Now we are together. Okay, Juliana.
you said-
now
you
we are
earlier-
together.
no,
now
no,
I
no, no.
agree with
Wait,
you.
wait, Isaac.
Okay. If this is business, you've changed things.
Shall we do
Guys.
the
We are
news?
in agreement. Let's do business. How much am I paying?
Can we just get transactional? Yes.
Join the money conversation.